Yeah, what's up, man? It's your boy Dane. High vibes sent from me to you. You feel me? Stay steady vibing. Subscribe to me, Damian Harkless. Appreciate my subscribers from before. I love y'all. I do this for you motherfuckers. I do this for everybody, the people. You feel me? We all got light. I'm gonna get straight into it though. And I just want to talk about a topic that's just disheartening to me, man. As a human being, as a melanated human being, as a person of color, as a person in America and Western society, I want to talk about the disrespect we have as Westerners for the fucking cradle of civilization, for the motherlands, for Africa. I just want to know why it is we have this perception that's so demeaning, so undermining to a continent so rich in value, so rich in resources. If you want to talk about animal life, if you want to talk about plant life, if you want to talk about human variation, if you want to talk about minerals and where this Western world got all its minerals from, if you want to talk about spirituality, where we get all our religions from, where it's conceived from, we're talking about the place in which we disrespect on a day-to-day basis. We say it ain't shit today. And the question I ask when I say why y'all disrespect, it's rhetorical, because I know why. It's the Western media. You see the imagery we get. Whenever they talk about Africa, what we get? We get a pot-bellied little black boy, saddened, sick, famished, deprived of something to eat. And that's the image, that's the representation in which we think all Africa has. And I'm not saying that's something that's absent in Africa. But guess what? You want to call them third worldly for instances like that. We have the same instances here. We have hunger going on in America. We have homelessness going on in America. We have places where if you let me control the fucking media and you let me set the representation in Cali, wherever, I'll show you homelessness in Cali. May not be believable for somebody out of the States, but America is fucked up as well. But if I depict Katrina, if I depict Flint, Michigan, if I show the Ferguson riots, if I show all the negative images America entails, it's easy to paint us as a third world nation. That's what we do to all of Africa. You talk to us citizens today, people of color, African people. They want to say, that's why I joke with the African Americans, because I give the analogy, it's like a child wanting a stepfather that don't want his ass. You know, you got the stepfather by force. Now you with him. Now you want to love this motherfucker when he beating your ass. America ain't never treated the black man or female, the African male or female, in a manner as they treat citizens of European descent. It's always been a level of privilege. But yet, I see black people coming forth, protecting America's greatness and its legacy, and how it's better, and how these African nations and these Middle Eastern nations are third worldly. And you gotta understand, like, when you talk about the cradle of civilization, when you talk about the longest lasting, the best civilization, you're talking about ancient Egypt. You're talking about thousands of years BC of reign, of flourishment, of thriving, of advanced civilization. When you talk about 360 degrees of knowledge, you're talking about knowledge acquired, right? You're talking about wisdom acquired through experience. You're talking about understanding of self. Africans, are spiritual beings. We've twisted and turned it into a religious concept once the conquest begun, you know what I'm saying? Once Greece starts entering Egypt and start passing off Egyptian mythology as Greek mythology, and then you have the Romans that follow after that, and then you have basically Egypt getting pillaged and raped just like every other nation in Africa. As a side note, we got Africans in America, we got people in America who think Egypt is separate from Africa. Think about that. Think about that. The indoctrination is so real. We got Africans in America who are willing to question if melanated people were in Egypt, are willing to question if Egypt is a part of Africa. That's what our education system presented to us. Tried to put the fucking Greek face on Egyptian legacies. Pyramids ain't, Europeans ain't have shit to do with no pyramids. Precedes their time. And we got the nerve to disrespect the cradle. We got the nerve to disrespect Kemet, the Kushites, the Nubians who come together to make this civilization we still can't duplicate today. You talk about a level of knowledge. We're not in tune with ourselves. If you want to call us the best nation, or if you want to call us better, it's because you're content with this material plane. This aspect of money, this allure and this illusion of life in which you really perceive it as better. This culture in which is not in your African nature. You've inherited this culture. This is a Eurocentric culture. I'm not saying it's great or it's bad. You don't need my opinion on that. I'm just telling you what it is. We're on a material plane where it's money, money, money. Fuck woman, get a lot of girls. You know what I'm saying? Nothing pertaining to a sense of self, the spiritual you. The cravings of the spirit has nothing to do with sensual behaviors. So we are on the material realm to we love money, something that doesn't exist, a piece of paper, which was better when it was a tree, till you cut it and sliced it in the form you did. So if you really consider Western civilization better, you're accepting the Eurocentric culture of materialism to be without soul, or to not have a connection with the spirit. You're more in tune with sensual behaviors. You're more in tune with exterior manners. This is not what the origin of African. This is not how Africa thrives. You see, our astronomy and our astrology, we can't duplicate that. We can't duplicate their architecture. We didn't have that level of understanding of ourselves. We're so blinded. You got black faces today who will go to Europe before they step foot in Africa, who will tell you, who will defend this Eurocentric notion by saying, hey, I would never want to go to Africa. It's fucked up. It's torn up. They've never stepped foot. They hardly know a motherfucker who stepped foot in Africa, but they willing to tell you based on Eurocentric information. If I could say anything to my African melanated people in America, if you want to call yourself African American, go ahead. If you want to call yourself black, but if I could say anything to you, why would you let all of your knowledge and all of your insight be told to you by somebody who doesn't look like you, who doesn't represent you, who has never catered to your needs in this structure in America? Because as a black man, you're a second-class citizen. You're protecting somebody who don't treat you right. It's the stepdaddy concept that I told you about. Why would you not want to get your information from somebody? For one, or we could talk biblical. If you want to believe in Jesus, you want to believe in Christianity, why don't you go to its derivatives? Why don't you go to Heru, the Kemet story, the story of Kemet? Heru is the same essentially thing as Jesus. It's a knockoff story. The Virgin Mother produced Heru in Egypt, ancient Egypt mythology, or ancient Egypt tales. So you're so willing to accept the Eurocentric culture, you don't mind it. Fuck it, I'll take Jesus. Everybody rolling with Jesus. Everybody rolling with the concept. So yeah, man, this video is basically pertaining to the disrespect we have for the motherland, the ignorance in why we have it. We believe everything the media fucking tells us about this nation in which we know nothing of. It's so many flourishing civilizations before Greece ever existed. We love to shed light on the civilization that Greeks have, when their own philosophers from their own fucking mouth will tell you where they got these advancements in civilization from. Ancient Egypt. It's as simple as that. And it's like, you see it prevalent today, and when you see motherfuckers like Vick telling people like Cap he needs to cut his hair, trying to take away the ethnocentric traits. When you talk about ethnocide, when you talk about genocide, you talk about the murder of people. When you talk about ethnocide, you talk about the murder of culture. This is in my culture. My fuzzy, frizzy, thick hair is in my culture. I love it. My wide nose is in my culture. I love it. You feel me? I appreciate it. It's devalued here. You got people like Vick saying perception is reality. Okay, nigga, think about what you're saying. If perception is reality, why are you confining to a standard that's not your African reality? They're telling you your reality is whack. your black reality with the Afro is whack, and you've accepted that. So you contradicting yourself when you say perception is reality, and you're telling people to change their reality. Cut your fucking hair. Be proper. What is proper? It varies depending on where the fuck you at. Our Western standard of proper is cutting your hair, wearing a suit. So, you know what I'm saying? That's just another testament to the ignorance we have as black African Americans, African people, whatever you want to call it in Western society. I just feel like we're disrespecting. We're disrespectful. You're disrespecting a whole continent that has thrived for so long. It's not in any of our texts how good they were. The texts imply that Greece is fucking the main part of Egypt, pretty much. That the Greek conquest, the Alexander reign, is pretty much what we get. You got motherfuckers, you got black people. You got black people watching Gods of Egypt with all white people in it. That's a disease, man. That's a disease for you to accept that. For you to accept that you must not love you must not know what your people have represented in this history. You must not care to know something. But it's a disease in itself. It's a mental illness we have. Cap said the nigga Vick got Stockholm Syndrome. Stockholm Syndrome is where you willing to protect your master by any means, though the master is willing to oppress you by any fucking means. It's time to open our eyes to some shit. Why is the Afro not accepted? Why is Afrocentric ways not accepted? You're not going anywhere in the dashiki. You're not getting no type of job. Your perception is different when you wear shit Afrocentric. Let's think about it. I'm talking, this video is particularly for Afrocentric people. We need to go back to our roots. We need to go back to our spirit. We need to leave this material plane. Once we can get that, we can talk about a revolution. Once we can get internalized with ourselves, we can talk about making a fight for change. You feel me? My Eurocentric people, you want to make a fight for change, you can do that by all means. But this is an Afrocentric plight as far as a whole different struggle in which we experience through our perspective. The way our culture is shunned, the way our culture is disrespected. We have to do something about that shit. So I'm speaking to black people, Afrocentric people, African Americans, to find yourself, man. Internalize. Stop externalizing. This material realm was never your higher up. This was never what you believed in. You believed in something deeper than a material plane. So when you say it's better, what are you talking about? Finances? You're talking about business? You're talking about external shit? Motherfuckers could be cool, peaceful, living in a huts, if that's your perception. Though I just told you there's so much advancements in civilization. You go to Ghana, you're gonna see flourishment. You're gonna see some lovely shit. You go to many other places. I'm ignorant myself on the fucking continent in itself. You know what I'm saying? I don't know everything about it. I'm gonna go there and be surprised. You got African people who don't want to fucking touch Africa. Come on, man. Come on. Get in tune with yourself, man. Find home. It's your boy Damian Harkus. I'm gonna end it here. I ain't gonna go too long. I might do a part 2 on how we disrespect the land, how we disrespect ourselves. I feel like it's a part of self-hate to not want to go back to your homeland. That's your homeland. I know it's gonna be some Africans on here. I ain't never been to Africa, but motherfucker, that's your stomping grounds, boy. This is what your phenotypical traits cater to that place. You may not even understand it. You may not even understand how you feel when you step in that homeland and you want to disrespect it based off Eurocentric notions. And you know, this thing. And for my fellow Europeans out there, this is all love. If you interpret it in a certain way of malicious intent, I'm here to tell you it's all out of unification. But I'm here to tell you colonialism has done some shit to us psychologically, in which we have to bring ourselves back spiritually. This is a separate issue from the constraints and the confines of your guys' culture, Eurocentric European culture. This is y'all shit. Y'all may want to like this. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But this is a plight our African people must face. It's dang, man.